And though he be but little, he is fierce. And that's what today's video is about. But first, I am the resident dweller of the underworld, Dark Anubis. And today we're doing something slightly different, although it's pretty well known on the channel. Some alt content. We're going to be looking at the prototype Rainmakers and kind of how to use them on warship and some player attacks. So if you guys enjoy the more low level stuff, I know some of my demographic is lower level players. Maybe you'll find some interesting strategies coming out of this. I won't talk too much during the gameplay, kind of let it play out, but we'll see how it goes. For the War Factory, I was pretty unboosted with the exception of resource rewards, so just showing it can be done. It did take 5 attacks though. Everspark is going to be your best friend if you're a low level for higher operations or operations in general, as well as gear hearts. So once you unlock War Factory, you also unlock Everspark. You don't get her universal hack till HQ 16, so that's kind of interesting. I might speed up the first couple hits on War Factory just because it's not a whole lot. Just kind of getting my troops into position. Could have probably have done it a little bit earlier than 5 attacks, but I just decided to play it along. And while that's going on, I kind of want to just talk about the poll that I have on the channel right now, or the polls that are coming out. It is about proto troops and which one you'd like to see permanently, so if you want to vote in that, kind of participate, or find out what certain proto troops do, hey, tag along. I know I haven't been streaming since the weekend stream, so I will be, I don't know, I don't have a set stream schedule quite yet, so we will start to set something up. For right now, it'll probably be kind of weekend stuff, if anything, and I don't have quite any ideas as far as what to stream quite yet, but I know in the last stream someone had recommended maybe some tier list or thing of that nature, so. And at some point I might do a little Q&A of myself just so you guys can better know me. I do keep my private life pretty private, so we'll see how well the Q&A goes. And as you can see, the Rainmakers' biggest thing is their range, of course, so they do amazing things with some splash damage. And we're kind of going to just speed this up and roll with it. Oh, we did retreat there. We didn't want to take too much gunboat energy, so. And we'll just continue on with the attack. This one I unfortunately messed up due to Everspark stepping in that SEMO range, so we kind of just had to recover for it. Big thing we want to take out is the SEMO here, so just so Everspark has a little more free reign for the next attacks. Unfortunately, those rocket launchers did some work, so. Moving on to our third attack. Like I said, I probably wasted way more attacks than I needed to here, but so will be it. Like I said, we never said we were a pro player. Definitely the casual type. Just took out the SEMOs, some barrage and artillery, so that way Everspark could do her thing. How are you guys enjoying the Rainmakers? I know I asked it in my last video, but have you guys gained a greater appreciation? I've found out some recent tech about smoke bursting and bursting down headquarters and stuff like that, so I've found more fun into them. You'll probably see a little bit of how I utilize Rainmakers personally, but there's definitely different tactics for them. They are not the end-all be-all troop though, that is for sure. Spark just kind of doing her job. Now we're just gonna let our Rainmakers go a little crazy here. I'm gonna speed this up because it's a little bit slow. Sniped it. Little critter thought he had me. By the way, be very careful with critter launchers because those can definitely destroy your Rainmakers. unfortunately the Rainmakers just could not do it there. So we'll move on to our 4th attack. And see what we can make happen. I figured I'd probably try to see if Everspark can hack these two, if the 2 cannons could do the job on them. And they did pretty well, all things considered. I didn't realize the boom cannon was in range of that 2nd RL either, so just getting rid of these just makes it a lot easier on my Rainmakers to kind of do what they need to do. I'll once again speed this up just a little bit. Go to the 2 times real quick. Like I said, nothing super exciting here. Everspark did her job, so just having some critters for distraction is kind of a bonus. Although you always got to be careful when laser beams are in play because they can pierce and screw your troops. Still just seeing what the Rainmakers are doing. Like I said, the biggest problem with the Rainmakers is just how slow they are. It's almost unexciting commentary, I'm sure, for you guys. Trying to find a good mix between talking and not talking. Like I said, I'm sure some people don't want to hear a step-by-step analysis of own attacks. So, but on that note, Warships Season 49. How's everybody liking it? I'm already falling behind because I suck at my chest collecting and remembering to do it, so I actually still have to do my attacks tonight, and I am currently losing out on chest because I am 6 out of 6, so make sure you chest collect and you get those attacks in. It's a very dirty season from what I've seen thus far, but hopefully it opens up a little bit more here in the next couple days. I'm gonna speed it up just a little bit more. Boom, there it is, the 4th attack, and time to go in for the kill. See how this goes. At this point, I did verify what the headquarters health was just to see if the Rainmakers could burn through it. I wasn't sure I was actually going to win it this time, but the health was only 300k, give or take, maybe 350. So, once again, we're going to speed it up just to kind of get to that end point. By the way, sometimes reflaring is required because Rangemakers have similar targeting to Scorchers, where they'll kind of go off and do some weird stuff. So, and that should be right there. Boom. Shakalaka-laka. Easy. So before we go, we're going to check out some player-based attack. There's always some strategy to my attacks, and like I said, they don't always go to plan. I am not a perfect player by any means, so it is always a learning experience for me. This one, I actually decided to kind of go around the corner and use that super range to take down this base. It's very left oriented, and if I go on the way back, I actually dodge the rocket launchers, so let's watch it all the way through. By the way, one of the most underutilized gunboat abilities, smokes. You guys are hurting yourselves if you don't learn and figure out how to use smokes. Not only for like warriors or AZ, but just smoking in general. If you guys have watched some of my earlier videos in my channel, you'll see that smokes were my best friends coming up as like a HQ 18, HQ 19. So I would definitely look into learning how to smoke better and how to best utilize it. A lot of bases like to leave certain weaknesses in them, so definitely a great thing to have. Kind of just going to town. A Eventually we'll probably flare into the shock and rocket launcher just to kind of get those down. Shock them real quick. Once those go down, the Rainmakers have free reign. No pun intended. There we go, lining up for the kill. The nice thing about Rainmakers, all I will say, is they actually stack pretty well. It's one of the downfalls of something like Bombardiers. They always love to spread. But a very nice little tight circle, and Rainmakers just do their job. I'm gonna speed this up. And boom, 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 boom. Easy base. I'm gonna take another look at the destruction of this base, and then one more, just to show different bases and the different strategies you can use. Once again, going for a smoke tactic here. Smokes are just so amazing. Excuse me. Now the thing I will say is, if you're using Kavan with smokes and troops and stuff like that, you want him to take a little bit of damage so that Kavan actually like runs to catch up to them. Otherwise he kind of falls and like eats crap, so to say. Just gotta keep those rocket launchers shocked, and from there it is easy game. Almost killed my Rainmakers with their collateral. And awkwardly, some of the Rainmakers just like to be in very weird positions and put themselves in odd places, even though they have like an attack range of 17 or something like that. So that RL almost picked off one. Once again, we're kind of just speeding through these attacks. Nothing super exciting. Just kind of showing off the general idea of what you can expect. And then let's finish it off with one more attack. This is another smoke tactic, I think. I always love to go to the right of bases, because troops just line up a little bit better. So it's not always the case though. Sometimes bases go left and I'm not the best at it. Them taking damage here is actually super great, because it means Kavan will stay with them a lot longer, and they have to travel quite a bit. Once again, our base just kind of left itself in the back open. This is a tactic that a lot of players do. I guess they just assume people don't smoke that much, and maybe most players don't, but they've never met me. I am Smokey Joe. Name's not actually Joe, by the way. I'm gonna speed this up because I'm sure smoking troops doesn't seem super exciting. And we're kind of just gonna let it roll. Unfortunately, Kavan did eat doo-doo there, but not really required now that we have that RL out of the way. So yeah, it kind of just shows what Rainmakers do. We're going to slow it down a little bit just so we can let it roll through. But just kind of wanted to show the true might of them and how you can utilize them. They definitely find a place for sure. I would say low levels get a lot out of them. Mid levels, they feel kind of like they fall off, and then once you get 16 of them, they can do some work. So, but in saying that, we're going to cut the video here in a moment. So my shameless plug-in once again, make sure you like, subscribe, and hit that bell notification if you enjoy the content and want to see more videos. Always keeping up to date, as well as my community posts. Go vote, tell me what you think, if you like it, if you hate it. If you hate me, it's okay. I might cry, but I'll be okay. And boom, there we go. The last base, just wanted to show them off. So we will be back to the main account tomorrow. I appreciate you guys. This is the resident dweller of the underworld, Dark Anubis. Until next time, peace.